Lawnmower Man's in your head now. There's no escape. Ever.
The Lawnmower Man. Now, I recently just picked up a copy of the game for the Sega Genesis. Now, before we start talking about the game, we need a little backstory. So, I played this game originally on the PC, DOS CD-ROM game. Now, early 90s, I remember the game as being, pretty awesome. I mean, for back then. So, my journey started with the movie, of course. Now, if you're not familiar with the movie, whether or not it's any good, I can't really say. I thought it was good. So a little bit about the movie. The main character of the movie is Job, and he's to put it nicely, he's an idiot. Okay, he's not very smart, and the doctor guy who like lives next door, played by Pierce Brosnan, who I didn't even remember he was in this movie because I saw it 30 something years ago, I guess, whenever it came out, and I kind of just forgot he was in it. But either way, not probably his best movie. But so anyway, Job, he basically is a moron, and he fixes lawnmowers and mows lawns. And the doctor next door, who was, movie starts off actually with him in some military secret place, and working on a chimp who goes nuts and starts killing people. But they were doing like VR, virtual reality on the chimp, and he became very intelligent and all that. Like when I say VR, I mean all virtual reality crap with drugs involved. Of course, there's got to be drugs involved, right? So anyway, fast forward a little bit. Job, he's this moron mowing lawns and stuff, and the doctor approaches him and asks if he wants to get smarter. He's got games and things that can make him smarter. She's like, sure, why not? I'm a moron. Let's try this. So anyway, he starts doing the virtual reality stuff with them. They're flying through all kinds of cool shit. And the effects look pretty good in the movie for its time. I guess. And anyway, Job starts going through this transformation because he's actually getting smarter. He's on these drugs and stuff, and he's getting really intelligent playing all these games. And eventually he starts transforming a little bit into, he's not such an imbecile anymore, and he's just, looking smarter and all this stuff. But some of the funny parts of the movie, well, first of all, before he starts transforming, the movie starts off, he lives in this like a little shack by his church that he works at, because he mows lawns, he works for the church, I don't know. But anyway, he the priest, okay, there's quite a few scenes in this movie where the priest is just like, beating him and shit. And then, priests are known to do some weird shit, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, there's this one scene where, he's not being obedient, and, he just reaches over for like the belt hanging on the wall, and, he pulls up his shirt, and the priest just starts whipping him. I mean, it's some weird crap going on there. Then, there's some scenes later where, he actually gets revenge on the priest. I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so, like Job, as he's getting smarter, he, starts like this transformation, and all of a sudden he wants to become a cowboy, and he's yelling at the priest at one point in time when he walks in on him, like he's posing in front of a mirror, like he's like talking to himself, like, I don't even know what he's doing. But he tells the priest, that he's going to turn this place into a ranch, and he wants to start, wearing cowboy clothes, and then all of a sudden, like he literally next scene he's like, wearing jeans and cowboy boots, and there's one scene where he's mowing the yard like shirtless in his jeans and boots, and just very weird. And later on, quickly he loses the whole cowboy getup, and he's just wearing like his virtual reality suit thing that he wears inside, like the freaking ball thing that's spinning around. And he's doing all the, virtual reality shit. Anyway, he gets incredibly smart, and the idea is he wants to live in virtual reality, like live in the internet basically, and like take over the world. And in the process of this, along the way, he gets revenge on the priest. He like sets him on like some kind of like virtual looking fire. It's like burst into flames, and they don't even look like real flames. They look like some kind of computer speckled looking flames. So he kills the priest. There's this other gas station guy that's always picking on him. He wraps him up with, the gas pump hoses because he works at the gas station, kills that guy. He kills he's also friends with the little boy next door whose father, the little boy's father's always telling him stay away from him. He's going to turn you into an idiot. Well, he ends up killing that guy with his lawnmower because, see, along the journey here of Job, getting smarter, somehow he develops telekinesis. So he's moving shit around and, telepathy and shit and all this crazy stuff. So who knows? But the movie's got some really cool effects. And, like I said, toward the end, his plan is he wants to live in, cyberspace basically and take over the world somehow. And his goal was, if he accomplished what he was trying to do, he was going to make all the phones in the world ring at the same time, which... That's kind of strange, but somehow he pulls it off, and he does this. And then the whole place actually blows up because Pierce Brosnan is blowing up this laboratory at the end and blows the whole place up just in the nick of time. Job gets into the network somehow and now exists in cyberspace, I guess. Bizarre fucking movie. But pretty cool, not bad at all. So the movie and the PC game is what led me to picking up this Genesis game when I saw it. I'm like, you know what? I got to try this. I got to see what it's like. The PC game was, I thought at the time, awesome. So, we'll take a look at the game a little bit. And the PC game follows the movie a lot closer than the Genesis version of the game. I assume the Genesis one, the Nintendo one, they're probably very, very similar. I don't have the Nintendo one. I've only played this Genesis one. Now the PC game, the games start off very similar. It gives a little bit of backstory. Now the PC game, it's pixelated as hell. But I could have swore it looked a lot better, way back then. But maybe it didn't. Maybe it looked like garbage. I thought it was a good game. It's still kind of interesting. There's a lot of like this virtual reality stuff similar to the movie with you flying around and running around. And you're basically always got this lawnmower chasing you. And it's got every death scene. There's different death scenes, but it always pretty much ends after the little death scene, depending on where you are. You get run over by a fucking lawnmower, which is just really strange. So the game is the PC game is basically like kind of like Dragon's Lair played, where you're just controlling like a movie basically, except it sucks and Dragon's Lair is actually good. But it's very similar gameplay, and it's got a lot of little mini games in it, little logic puzzles to solve and, memorization type of stuff. And the game starts off giving you a lot of cues, telling you to jump, turn left, turn right, go up, go down.
Jump. Down. Jump.
And the game is pretty easy up until those cues go away. As soon as they go away, the game is so pixelated and shitty looking that I couldn't play it anymore, really. And I don't even remember when I played it, 20, 30 something years ago, whenever it was. If I finished the game or not, I don't even remember. But, hey, it's a kind of cool game. Now, the Genesis version, it plays more like a platformer with a little bit of like weird virtual reality stuff that kind of sucks in between levels. And it's really terrible. You see here how you kind of fly up and down and around shit, and it's just kind of garbage. But the actual bulk of the game, it seems to be like the platformer kind of stuff. Running around, jumping, shooting shit and whatever. That's kind of fun. I liked it. I only played it for a little bit on easy. It doesn't seem too hard though, but I figured I'd try easy because, it's easier. So, that's pretty much the two games. They're not bad. But the funny thing about the movie is it mostly reminds me of, I had to dig this out of my off my bookshelf here. This book here, Flowers for Algernon. So the book reminds me a lot of this movie. It's almost like the same exact story, except in this story, Algernon, who's actually a mouse, he has some kind of like brain surgery, it's not sci-fi, obviously. Now the mouse, first of all, I'd love to know how you do a brain surgery on a mouse, but whatever. So the mouse has some procedure done to it, and they want to try this procedure on a human being. So I think his name is Charlie in the book. I haven't read the book in a really long time, but it's a good read. You should read this. So Charlie is voluntarily having this brain surgery done, and Charlie all of a sudden starts getting really, really smart, just like the mouse did. And so, like I said, it's almost like the exact same story, except the book Flowers for Algernon involves brain surgery, and the other one was like drugs and virtual reality. And, Job wanted to take over the world, and Charlie kind of just wanted to be accepted. So actually, they're not alike at all in any way. But it's a really good book. In the end of this book, though, the mouse ends up getting stupid again and dies. I'm not going to tell you what happens to Charlie. You should read the book. It's a really good book. So anyway, let's get back to the video games. The Genesis game was a lot of fun. I didn't finish it. I think I might. It's worth playing. The PC game, kind of shitty. Fun only because of the memories I had as a kid. But the memories, they're just not as good as the game is now. But watch the movie. The movie's pretty good, I think. So anyway, check it out.